Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday evening. This is April Showers Network. I am glad to be in these YouTube streets tonight. Without further ado, announcements. My intro. Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday evening. This is April Showers of the April Showers Network. The views and opinion expressed on this show are those of Darlene April. Sue me if you don't like what I say. Also, I want to start off by saying with um, with let me see. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, with a lot of prayer and waiting on what I was gonna do, I was asked to join forces and help again with the fight for R. Kelly. And as everybody know, I love R. Kelly. R. Kelly is family to me. I will not explain anything, but he is an important person in the April family's life. I did what I could do to help him before. I even wrote a letter to Judge Lennon Weber. I didn't talk about it. I was about it. Okay, so I am joining forces with other people that asked me to come on board because there is a petition. R. Kelly the godson of R. Kelly and others has implemented and put in place to get 1,000,000 signatures to be able to request a presidential pardon. A presidential pardon. If you believe Kelly should be sign the petition. If you believe that the parents should be in jail, prison, along with Rob, and they're not, sign the petition. If you believe they changed the laws to prosecute R. Kelly, sign the petition, in which they did change the laws. The laws was actually to go, were actually for the priest here in Illinois, but most of the priests weren't arrested and prosecuted. If you believe that the recording industry wanted his masters, sign the petition. If you believe that Joy Savage is a grown woman and can make her own decisions, and we know there are two sides to a story, sign the petitions, because we see how the Clary family, Madam Alice and Pimp Angelo, tricked and fooled everybody, okay? If you mad at Lifetime for having the Lions, Madam Alice Clary and Pimp Angelo Clary lying, saying that they did not know where their daughter was at, sign the petition. If you believe girls entrap men by lying about their age or going and get fake IDs and then tell the man their age after they slept with them, sign the petition. Sign the petition. Now, in the first comments under that Google.com file, those are, that was text messages between Madam Alice Clary and her daughter Azriel when they lied, when they were told, to lie to Rob about his age, her age, to sit in his lap to entice him, to shimmy in his lap, to dress like a little girl. These were the people that was on the Lifetime documentary, said, oh, we don't know where our daughter is at. And you knew the whole time. Azriel Clary, I ain't giving you no pass neither, because you was in on it. What you said to Gail King was that first time on that show, the first time, my parents sent me in there to get pictures, then I fell in love, then all of a sudden you want to get money. You were in on it too. You were in, that's my opinion, but you were in on it. Also, please note that Judge Lennon Weber, the federal judge here in Chicago, saw through a lot of the BS in the case. And he did not award Rashonda Landfair not one penny, or the other girl 1 penny. Okay? So, that Google.com document are the text messages between Madam Alice Clary And then they also mention that Rob is slow. Where she tells her daughter, you know he's slow. But yet, they got on a highly rated documentary where people thought R. Kelly was the worst thing on earth, and you lied. You knew where your daughter was at the whole time. Oh, that's right. Let me see. She became of age, so you wasn't getting any money, right? Okay. Okay. The second comment I have is the Facebook group celebrating R. Kelly that is ran by his godson Lolo Brister. Um, oh wow. Hold on. I need to get the petition on here. Again, this is not about me, you, who talks to who's friends with who, what happened in the past, who was at what rap. This is about Robert Sylvester Kelly walked out. That's all about. You know, you know, I pray daily, twice a day. Every time I say my prayers, Rob is in there, along with my family, my son, everybody, the whole world. And I pray for God's will to be done. And hold on, everybody, hold on. Again, the petition is, yes, it was done, but can he be pardoned? He's not a danger to society. Compared to what I see going on in the shoot. Wow. It's a lot going on right now. A lot being exposed. A lot being exposed. Hold on. Hold on. To your love. You got to hold on. Do. I hope everybody is having a beautiful evening. And if you don't like Robert Sylvester Kelly, R. Kelly, that's your business. If you don't want to sign the petition, I ain't mad at you. I am not mad at anybody that does not like him. They have their right. Hey, B Sparrow, let me drop the link if anybody wants to come up here, and I didn't put it in vertical. Um, yes, hold on. That is the link. Let me go. Hey to everybody that is listening to this show, that will listen to the replay, and anybody, B. Albert the Bud Fouts, Susanna, um, I have no ill will against anybody that does not support Rob. I want to make that clear. You have your right to feel the way you want to feel, just as I have my right. And I've always been respectful of people that did not like him, you know. Oh, you crawled in bed. So I'm not mad at anybody. Don't ever get that twisted. Cause again, like I say, God's will. I pray for God's will to be done. To be done. But when you look at the case and the whole thing, like I'm doing recaps of certain things, it makes you say, woo. Things that make you go, mm, 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 mm. And again, if you do not sign the petition, that's fine. I still love you. If you sign it, I still love you. I respect people and their opinions and their viewpoints. April 5th. Girl, I don't know. What's going on April 5th? Girl, I don't know. I had out of town guests this past weekend. Um, Wait a minute. Hold on. No. What is going on? Oh boy. Oh my goodness. Are they updating stuff? Because let me grab. See, I'm on my cell phone. Oh boy. Hold on. Who's marching April 5th? Honey, I sure hope they're not talking about another boycott. Because one day is not going to make any type of difference. You know, this whole music industry, uh, it's a hot plumb mess. Hold on, y'all. I'm looking for my other phone. Yeah, and StreamYard it is. And I had to talk to Xfinity, and that's what they told me. They told me it had to be this app. So who knows? Nobody tell them that, and they done lost people. That's probably what's done happened. Okay, girl, you know, again, one day ain't going to affect anything. You know, when, you know, when the Montgomery bus boycott lasted for a year. Okay, hold on, everybody. Oh boy. So, you know, uh, and, you know, like I said, God's will to I'm not none stuff about me. I'm about it. I didn't make this and you know what? Actually, a lot of people are saying, hey, have been having our own, we would have been supporting our own people, our mindset would have been different. Okay, let me look for my little group for celebrating R. Kelly so I can bring this up. So yeah, what I've been saying is people like, yeah, let us have our own. You know, we're gonna start supporting our own people, have our own communities, you know, the way it should have been, where we were supporting our people. Oh Lord, there go the phone. Hold on, y'all. My phone rang. So, if you are a fan, you know, you say you love him, and R. Kelly does always say he's thankful for his fans for sticking behind him. R&B recording artist R. Kelly. You know, hey, please sign the petition. Don't talk about it. Be about it. You know. And just think if we would have had our own, we would have had our own recording industry, our own distributors. We wouldn't have had to listen to the gatekeepers. We wouldn't have to do all kind of demonic and evil acts to move up and them to find people that was Lucifer kids to go along with the program. So let me see. Now, how can let me copy this link? Because this is just a short petition. I mean, a short show about this petition. Like I say, I tell people, don't talk about it, be about it. All I can do is ask. Again, I pray for God's will to be done in this situation. Uh, and that's all I can ask for God's will to be done, and what's supposed to be will be. There are a lot of people that are talking about this case. Uh, they are looking. People are looking at it different now. Oh boy. Now I copied the link. Now they're saying that it's too much. Hold on. Paste. Oh God. Okay, go to, let me see. Change.org. Free R. Kelly. Yeah. Free R. Kelly. Plans asking for a presidential pardon. He's supposed to have all these fans. They supposed to love him. They in all of these groups. It'd be hard to do. People attack you. And like I say, I don't see this much outrage. The outrage they had for with P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Brother Love, whatever he is, Booty Abundant, Jay-Z is playing. Um, we don't see this outrage. Like I say, our people just have selective outrage. Yeah. But of course, they still have the money, so they can afford good attorneys. Whew. So anyway, everybody, I put the link to that group. You you know, Madam Alice Clary, Pimp Angelo Clary and their daughter. Woo! It's a lot. He was all the way inside, said he was all guilty. It's your choice on what you want to do. I'm just I'm just a person who loves him that would like to see him walk out of those gates, for those chains to be broken for a lot of our men that are behind bars. Some are sitting in jails for crimes that they didn't commit. Some are just sitting in there because people wanted to solve cases. A lot of men didn't have the money for great attorneys. You know, but again, like I say, if you believe that Rob has served his time, you think 30 years is too much, please sign the petition. You know, that's all I can ask, you know. And again, all I'm doing is asking, being um, you know, relaying the message. I sign my name, and people know how I feel about him. Um, and again, this is about Robert Sylvester Kelly, R. Kelly. It ain't about nobody else. We don't care about you. We care about him. We don't care. Nothing matters. Okay? Robert's what matters right now. So, um, well, hey, Dr. Linda, how are you doing? So, um, I've shared the message. I thank you all for joining me this fine Wednesday evening. But I'm getting ready to end this live. Again, you can read those text messages and you will see, you know, where the Clary family, you know, Madam Alice trained her daughter very well. You know, sit in his lap, shimmy, shimmy. Tell him you're 18. Make sure you dress up as a young girl. You know, you gotta look like a young girl. Shoot, Rob get there, he like, sing what? Shoot. The Clarys. And they have to answer to God. I don't have any right. I can't, I can talk about them. But, they don't have to answer to me. They got to answer to the higher power. But I could still talk about what they did, what part they played in a Lifetime documentary that was seen in other countries, the United States, and y'all act like y'all did not know where your daughter was at, and you sent them to her, no telling how much money he gave y'all. Y'all wanted deals and everything. Hell with y'all. They need to be passing laws. You pimp your kids out, you go to jail. You go to jail. Hey, suburban girl, you go to jail. And it's a shame. Nobody has said those folks, half of the people on that documentary was lying. Women leaving their kids in hotels, husbands and everything else to go chase a man across the doggone country. A girl that lied about their age to entrap a man so they can get on the stand and say, oh, I lied about my age to him, but then I told him the truth. Sound like entrapment to me. So you lied to get with the man, then you tell him the truth. So now I'm supposed to believe you telling the truth about anything? Man, get the hell out of here. Liars, liars, pants on fires. We was told back in the day, baby, you make your bed, you lie on it. You got women breaking the law going to get fake IDs. Sitting there doing the trial, knowing what, seeing everything, the videos that was shown. Hell, they should have been arrested. Why is it only one person sits in jail? Ooh, you can't make this ish up. You can't make this ish up. But we are in the age of Aquarius. Everything and everybody is being exposed. Everything and everybody is being exposed. Everything is being revealed. Again, if you would like to read the text messages on how Madam Alice Clary and Pimp Angelo Clary and their daughter were in online about their age. You know, the girl went back home, sitting, no, you gotta go back, honey. You gotta go back. You gotta go back. You gotta go get that money. We want some deals. We want some those deals. You gotta go back. And all this is alleged because we never heard Rod's version. This is just what she's saying. But I know you read them text messages, you gonna see where this lady was telling her daughter how to entice a man, how they knew he was slow, how they knew, telling them dress like a young girl, and then they get in front of the world crying crocodile tears. We don't know where our baby is at. Then they were so smooth. Clary gets on YouTube knowing he's lying, but he got to keep the lie going, telling the YouTubers to attack the YouTubers that support R. Kelly, because everybody was sitting believing him. You had YouTubers fighting because of this pimp, because of this pimp. You had people fighting. He telling y'all attack anybody that supports R. Kelly. And yes, I was attacked. I was threatened. And that man, that pimp, knew where his daughter was at. Put all of that shit in motion. Put all of it in motion. Had folks on here arguing, threatening folks, because they were listening to the pimp, Clary. He got on the YouTube streets and was pimping everybody. Had folks feeling sorry for him. And this dirty pimp knew where his daughter was at all the time. You can't make this ish up. I feel like I was in the Matrix with this R. Kelly stuff. Being attacked. Man talking stuff. Telling the YouTubers, the people, everybody was believing him. Everybody was trying to find out where two girls was at. And they knew where the parents was at. The fuck? Ooh. They knew where they was at. Because let me tell you, baby, Method Man. No, Method Man was in the news not too long ago for assaulting a guy, right, over his daughter. They said it was a 20-year-old beef. Kudos to Method Man. He stood on business like any daddy woulda. Because let me tell you, baby, if I knew where my child was at, and I thought, how the hell you gonna have somebody watching somebody and all of this stuff? I'm talking about the savages now. You watching her. If I thought my daughter was being controlled by some man, anything y'all want to think, oh, we going to swoop her up. We're going to swoop her up, and she's going to be taken to a place, whether you like it or not. My child. And y'all watching from afar. Please. Man, wouldn't surprise me. You don't, at this point, you don't know what none of these people, what kind of deals they had, what kind of stuff they've been hiding. Ain't nobody telling the whole complete truth. We'll never know the whole story. And what parent think they daughter, you sit and tell the whole world your daughter is carrying, allegedly, because we don't know, saying what she might have, you telling this stuff to the public. You know, you can do stuff like this to kids. You know, kids got a breaking point too. You know, and I really do trust and believe. I don't want to see any kids estranged from their parents, especially a daughter or something. But let me tell you, sometimes you can do something that's so hurtful to a child where they ain't never coming back. Like I say, if it was mine, baby, we going to get her. It ain't gonna be no throwing no rocks at no window in no documentary and all of that stuff. So anyway, y'all, you know, it's a whole lot to this R. Kelly stuff. It's a whole lot to it. It's a lot. Uh, you know, you anybody, y'all have your right to feel the way you want to feel. I'm just a messenger. You know, um, I know what I was told in the beginning when I first got in the fight, that you know he probably would do anywhere from 5 to 10. You know, I've been praying for him daily. You know, um, and so, and I really hope while he's in there right now, I'm praying he comes out a better person. You know, I'm praying for, you know, I pray he comes out a better person. But see, Rob is a man of God, a child. I mean, he's a child of God. Uh, and so, you know, either way, we just want God's will to be done. I don't know uh, what you know, prison was supposed to be to reform people, help them. You know, I pray that he's, you know, doing the things that he should be doing. Hey, I bring it. So again, you know, there is a the fans of R. Kelly, spearheaded by his godson Lolo Brister and other people, you know, are asking for a petition to be signed uh, for him to be considered a presidential pardon. Again, if you believe that R. Kelly, has served his time and he should be free, it's up to you whether you want to sign the petition. If you think, however you feel about him, it's your choice and your right. I'm just expressing my opinion. Um, and I'm getting my hair braided, y'all. So y'all gotta hold on. And again, like I say, it's your right. But so, hey, I bring it every day. Ooh, girl, you be going to them flea markets. Albert, how you been doing? Suburban, 71 Suburban girl, the realest. You know, they made R. Kelly the face of you know what. But baby, don't he look like a choir boy? Considering what P. Diddy's accused now? Have you heard anybody talking about mute P. Diddy? Mute. I do know Mace said the day that P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Brother Love, Booty Bandit, whatever he is, the day his trial starts, Mace did say that he was going to drop an album, as his revenge. But like I say, all of that Hollywood stuff, whoo, honey, it's too much for me. I'm so glad I never had no dreams. So he's on his way going to Hollywood. Hollywood swinging. Girl, ain't no way. Mm-mm. Woo. And then look at what happened. Allegedly, Angie Stone was unalived. Because she was saying the music industry owed her money. Where's her money? So, if any of y'all have anybody in your family or your kids sit down and talk to them, because it just don't seem like nobody makes it in that music industry. Allegedly, you gotta sell your soul. You gotta be the bend over girl, the bend over boy, and it's a lot to that. And which it don't have to be. A person should just be respected for their talent, but, Lucifer was the music of ministry when he was an angel and he got kicked out. And Lucifer still is in this music industry. Woo! All in Hollywood. all in your neighborhoods, some in your family. Lucifer, Satan, the devil, is running rampant. Rappers are being unaligned. Rappers are getting, you know, alleged unaliving charges. Like, I never thought I would be seeing some of the stuff I'm seeing. And I'm so mad. Let me tell you something. The allegations that Booty Bandit, P. Diddy, Brother Love, Puffy, whatever he is, the allegations of him with Biggie and Tupac, you know, what do people do for money? Mm. Money, 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 for the love of money. And then some people just want to be the HNIC. And some people just ain't no good. Everybody ain't God's people. But like I say, has anybody seen a mute P. Diddy music sign? Has anybody seen that? You dirty dogs. See, I'm the type of person that what you do for one, you should do for all. Poor R. Kelly, he was broke. He couldn't be doing what Jay-Z doing. You know, they keep hollering, Jay-Z winning, Jay-Z winning. Him and Busby, let me tell you, when them folks get done with Jay-Z, huh, how you know where that girl live at, Jay-Z? Jay-Z, I thought you said you wasn't at the party, Jay-Z. Thought you wasn't at the party. Huh. I don't know, but like I said, it wouldn't surprise me if Diddy walks. He got the, you know, shoot, Diddy was taping people. Shoot, he gonna be like another one. You know, everybody want to know. Uh, Everybody want to know about Epstein's list. Now they want to know who all on the Diddy tape. You know, some people have been telling us for years how these people was and nobody listened. Y'all better start listening to people when they talking the Jaguar rights, the Gene deals. So, one more braid. One more braid. If you want to find out the details that's going on with like Jay-Z and P. Diddy, check out Ticket TV and Tisa Tales. Uh, you know, like I say, when they get done with Diddy, Jay-Z gonna be next. They already putting it in motion now. They need to do a Russell Simmons. That's what they need to do. Because they already putting it in motion. Folks from Rock Nation been went and intimidated a witness. If y'all don't see this coming, I ain't blind. But anyway, Ticket TV and Tisa Tales, they give, good dialogue about the case. They not doing like everybody else is saying. They like, Diddy got a good win today with Lil Rod. No, some of the stuff that Little Rod, it was dismissed, but the case still going on. Little Rod can still continue with his case. And we all know, like I say, I remember when R. Kelly's trial started. Shoot, the prosecution, and that probably was all an act. You know, they act like they had a mile long. They got had files a mile long. So, but we shall wait and see. We shall wait and see. Anyway, at this point, I don't like rappers right now. It seems like they are a bad representation of our community, of my race of people. It's like they, they're all being arrested because for unaliving people. Uh, they end up broke, not owning their rights to their music that the gatekeepers told them to put out. Like we got the female rappers talking about they don't need a man and all of this other kind of stuff. Let me see. Let me see. Hey, not one, because P. Diddy didn't have a slew of broke lifeline bums around him jealous. Yeah, that was one thing about Rob. Rob looked out for a lot of people. He had people around him. Demetrius Smith was acting like, oh, I don't want to testify. It's my fault. I trained him to be the man he gonna be. I trained him. It's my fault. I pray. I pray. Whatever God's will to be done, I pray that Rob will be redeemed. Redemption, you know. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was their goal. To cancel R&B, to make rap music huge, and look, all the rap artists are going to jail. Like, this is unbelievable. I ain't even heard some of these rappers' names. Uzi, all of this, and this one arrested, this one did this. Like, what the heck? But let me tell you something. Everything's being exposed now. So, but the thing of it is, it might be too late for some, but you can always ask for God's grace and mercy. Everybody can be redeemed. All those that was lost, they can be found. Give your life to a higher power. Whatever your higher power is, make them first. Even if you ain't got a higher power, you know the difference between right and wrong. And you can decide how you want to live the rest of your life. Because we all, including myself, done did some messed up stuff. Thank God, I know there's a higher power that intervened on my behalf. Oh, yeah. So anyway, 312, she is another lady. She's in the fight for kills. Like I said, this fight ain't about us. It's about Robert Sylvester Kelly. It ain't about who know who a relative, who a friend. It's about a friend, a man. You know, it's only about Robert Kelly. Again, don't y'all forget now. I need y'all to read them text messages. I need y'all to read how Madam Alice Clary groomed her daughter to shimmy, shimmy, shimmy in his lap. Dressed like a young girl. You know the man's slow. They should be in jail with him. mess and goes and very fair. When Bob Dan said, I, well, I don't want to say what he said, but shoot, man, huh? All I know is, ain't no way in hell my daddy would have ever been a good time player, a bass player, and my brother wouldn't have been a drum player, and they done looked at a man allegedly, because that first case they said it wasn't him. They got millions of dollars from Rob over all of them years. Diane Halton owns Rob's three first albums. Instead of you going to report it, the alleged, well, we know there was a marriage and it was an oath. So people need to stop saying there wasn't no marriage. There was a marriage. But y'all claim like he was so awful. He was this, he was that. But you took money. You were more concerned about money than saying, uh-uh, uh-uh. Baby, you got to pay for the love of money. People will pimp their own children for the love of money. For that mean, oh mean green. Well, shoot, you know, let me tell you, baby, so a whole lot of them should be sitting in jail right with them. That's like he did anything, you know. All these enablers and all of this, they get to walk away scot free. Cause I'ma tell you, I ain't mad at the ones that singing like birds. You tell me I'm going to prison, I'm gonna sing like a canary bird. But some people, you know, don't sing. This Rico mess and only one person going to jail. You want to say they running a whole enterprise and they done did this, but only one person goes to prison? Sign that petition if you think them Rico laws is BS. that petition, when you think about Madam Alice Clary and Pimp Angelo Clary on Lifetime, oh, we don't know our daughter. We ain't heard from her. And they knew all along. Sent her back. Man had all the YouTubers, everybody fighting on YouTube. He put his plan in action. Boy, he a good old pimp. See, now I gotta get to the YouTube streets. I gotta make sure everybody hates each other. That I'm lying. The stories ain't adding up. I told people from the beginning that whole family wasn't no good. I said it. But again, like I say, you ain't got to answer to me. I'm expressing at that time. You didn't have no mercy on Rob while you sat up there and you got on a documentary line, then told your daughter to sit in his lap. Now y'all know what that's gonna do. We know what head the man think with. Lord have mercy. Woo! This Darlene April's body. I'm responsible for my body. I decide to go have unprotected sex with a man. It's my should have protected my body. Ooh, you can't make this ish up. But anyway, I didn't plan on being here that long. Y'all know I'ma talk my ish. I'ma say my opinion. Gayle King has never apologized for saying, oops, that Clary family, they lied on that documentary. Lifetime has never apologized for having liars on there. People that had you crying, biting your nails. They playing the music, boom, boom, boom. They say, I never watched the documentary. I'm going by what people telling me. Some people say, oh, I thought, what's that documentary? The parents can't talk to their kids. They can't find their daughter and they knew where they was at. Get the man. But I'm just calling it the way I see it. Y'all was low down and dirty for that. Low down and dirty. That was really low down and dirty. Low down and dirty. Our daughter with it. Ain't nobody saying Angelo and Alice Clary knew where their daughter was at the entire time. Bamboozled y'all. Bamboozled the American people in the other countries. They might be, I don't care. I'm just speaking the truth. These are facts. They lied, I didn't lie. They lied, I didn't lie. They lied. They got on nationwide TV. They said they didn't know where their daughter was at. They recruited people on YouTube to attack their supporters. This is what they did. I didn't do it, they did it. Emma, wow. What about now? This is weird. Well, anyway, girl, yeah, they probably is. I don't care. The truth will set you free. Again, I'm just calling stuff the way I see it. My truth and the truth y'all lied. Had a gang of people believing y'all, attacking the supporters. Then they stole the man clothes and everything else. Oh, Lord, you can't make this ish up. Woo, child. Mm. But and it ain't gonna never go away. People ain't gonna never stop talking about the Clarys. They will talk about y'all for the rest of their life, just like they gonna talk about Greg Landfair, Rashona Landfair's father, for the rest of their life. And after me, when other people study the case, they gonna say, how could a man play for him? Oh yeah, that's right, they receive millions of dollars. Or hell, maybe, who knows? They might have been blackmailing him. They might have been blackmailing him. We don't know. Hell, anything goes now. When you look at the case from a fresh set of eyes, Rashona never went nowhere. Rashona said she had threesomes, even with the wife. Hell, why didn't they arrest her? Why didn't they arrest her? They tell me Rashona was a cold. Rashona was a bad. Shut your mouth. Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo. Rashona was cold-blooded. They said Rashona never went nowhere. Rashona Landfair ran the house and ran him. Huh. Rashona Landfair never left, stayed in the family, was always his woman. He took care of her. Daddy played for him. Hell, they was cool with the relationship. Mama said she didn't have no problems with her. You know. They was one big happy family. One big happy family, y'all. What can Michelle tell y'all? She saw mamas in the kitchen cooking and everybody. But anyway, I'm really getting ready to end this show. Again, the views and opinions expressed on this show are those of Darlene April. If you don't like it, sue me. You know, baby, we in the age of Aquarius. We in the age of the light is starting to shine. Everything, everybody being exposed. But the thing of it is some people ain't even trying to make it right. You know, when I did some things to some people, because I made some mistakes. Do you know I went and apologized to those people and asked them to forgive me? And the Rob that I know will forgive these people for everything they done to him. Again, I want God's will to be done for R. Kelly. I hope he is, being rehabilitated while he's incarcerated to come out. Everybody deserves redemption. And this is April Showers, and I'm out. Everybody have a great night.